the public has learned, if they've read all the books that have come out since November 13th, is that these, in fact, are groups that were already known. These are connections and networks that were already known. We're not talking about people who just drop out of the blue. They were involved with Forza Lisa. They were involved with these various groups, several of whom have been arrested before. And they have fichiers, they have files on them already. The problem with November 13th, and in fact the problem with the Charlie Hebdo killings, was that they knew those guys. Those guys were not, and they didn't do anything about them. They didn't follow up on the cases that they knew they had. So it's not a question of just broadening the definition of terrorism.
But the argument being, especially in the January attacks, that these were sleeper cells, perhaps, people who had been active.
They weren't sleeper cells. These guys, first of all, a lot of them had been in prison together. A lot of them were in contact with people who were known to be very bad actors involved with Al-Qaeda. This is not a sleeper cell. A sleeper cell is like The Americans, the TV show in the United States, where people come in and nobody has any idea. This is something that's much more concrete.
It's not a sleeper cell, but it does kind of illustrate how hard it is to really address this problem.
Well, but the other thing is, look, since the state of emergency was declared and since November 13th, they've been following up on a lot of things. We saw that this week, where the guy who was they arrested a guy who was under house arrest.
Right. But